Well, good morning to you. It is a Monday. I know, not the favorite day of the week, but hey, we're going to have to live with it because it's Monday all day long. But tomorrow will be Tuesday, and before you know it, Friday will be here. We'll just dream. Welcome to the show. Up to the minute. I'm Todd Duplantis, and we've got your HCC news and information coming up for the next half hour. Mental Health Monday. Also, a special guest from the Egalitarian joins us in a few moments. Dr. Amy Tan, my Monday co-host. Good to see you.
Good morning. Yeah, the dogs are happy to see you too.
Well, one of them I just had to kick off the couch because he was, he gets on the couch, and I've got a velour couch. Okay. I took all the plastic covers off of it because I didn't want to be one of those people that live with plastic in the furniture. So the dog, his new favorite thing is to go sit on the velour couch and lick his paw. So and that just, that has to end. So, yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah, he's off the couch now. But anyway, it's a Monday, but I bet you were out running this morning.
I did. It was a little warm today, but everybody was out getting it done, so that was fun.
It was fun. It was a good morning. Wasn't that bad? I've been out in worse. Let's put it that way.
That's true.
Hey, we want to thank everyone joining us every weekday at 10 a.m. on Facebook Live and YouTube. And Amy, they can always catch us on social media and on HCCTV.
That's right. That would be at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. on Monday through Friday. Make sure to look for Houston Community College District.
That's right. Okay, we're going to get started. Amy, stick around because you'll be interviewing this next guest. Fredrick Batiste is the HCC Communications Instructor and Egalitarian Advisor. Also, Vice President of Member Training for the College Media Association. Good to see you, Fred. How are you?
Good morning, Todd. Good morning, Dr. Tan. Heard what you said about Monday being the start. Is just like Sisyphus in Greek mythology. You got the ball up the hill, but Zeus and Hera are petty, so they just make the ball go back down the hill and we're starting again.
Well, sooner or later we're going to get that ball over the hill. Maybe by Wednesday we'll see what we can do. But Fred, good to see you. Stick around. We're looking forward to talking with you in about 10 minutes.
Awesome. Look forward to talking to everybody.
All right. Okay. Let's kick things off. Mental Health Monday. One of our favorite guests, Dr. Sean Fitzpatrick, the Executive Director of the Jung Center of Houston. Here's our Mental Health Monday guest. Sean, always good to see you.
Hey, it's good to see you, Todd. Happy Monday to you.
Well, that's right. It's a Monday. We're trying to deal with that. And, we talk about different aspects of mental health. We've covered a number of topics, but we want to talk today about, support for others who are struggling with mental health issues right now. We know the pandemic was really hard on a lot of people. People are getting back into work, and we all got life problems we have to deal with. Let's talk about those who are struggling right now.
Yeah, and the thing about, I think for me as a psychotherapist, I have training. I've got years of training and experience, and it can feel, particularly because we use this language of mental health. We think, well, if we're physically sick, well, we need to go see a doctor, right? And so if we have mental illness, or we're struggling mentally, we need to go see a psychotherapist. The thing is that, which is of course valid and true and important, right, to be able to access clinical services if we need them. And also, we can help others. That doesn't mean that we can't have conversations that are really helpful to others. That we have these inventions of psychotherapy and psychiatry. They've been around for about 150 years, not very long. But people have listened to each other, to each other's suffering, really just been present with them for as long as they've been human beings. So, and that is actually the root of our word psychotherapy. It means to listen to or attend to the soul or the psyche, right? Which is the root of our word, psychology. So, we can't all practice psychotherapy as clinicians, but we can learn to, develop our ability to listen to others in ways that can be helpful to them and not harmful to us.
That certainly means a lot when you hear about listening. I've had some incredible things happen over the last couple of months, mainly the loss of my wife. And, people have reached out to me, and a lot of times they'll say, I don't know what to say to you, but I can listen. And that's all I need sometimes. We may just need that person to reach out even if it's for 5 seconds, to say, look, I'm here, I can listen. And I guess we all need to learn how to listen because it is helpful, especially to those of us who may be going through something.
I really appreciate you sharing a bit of your experience, Todd, and how much it's been helpful. It actually has been helpful. I think that that's actually the first experience most people have when someone has experienced a catastrophic loss, is they feel overwhelmed, right? And when really what is needed is just to be present in that, right? We can do a lot of good if we can just sit with the person as they are grieving, and some thoughts about that, really practical skills that you can develop that can help in that, because it can be difficult to know what to do. The first has to do with our bodies, right? So it's pretty common for people when they're feeling threatened or there's, uncertain or uncomfortable to kind of close themselves off, right? Kind of cross their arms or kind of turn away, and just be mindful of the ways that you're doing that, how you're holding yourself when you're talking with someone else, when you're listening, that you've got a relatively open frame and you're not clenched or turning away. The second thing to pay attention to is at the same time, and it can move back and forth, you want to notice what the other person is saying on the level of content, right? So what's the story that they're telling? And you also want to be attentive to what they're feeling. And they may express it, like they may say, I feel sad, I feel lost, I feel guilty, I feel so on and so forth. But they may not, right? So it might be present in their tone of voice or in the ways they look away. Mostly what you want to do is just be receptive, right? You want to listen closely. And as you're responding back to them, you want to focus on summarizing what you heard of the content of their experience, and also how they feel like. So, and to put a point in it there, put a period at the end of the sentence. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to give advice. You don't have to, nothing you do or say is going to solve the problem, right? Yeah.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because I was talking to a good friend of mine this morning and I said something to him and then he repeated what I said, and he said, this is what I heard you say. And it was completely different, but quite honestly, it was kind of along the ways I was thinking, and it's just mind blowing to me. But that proves that that somebody's listening. But can it be harmful though, for maybe the person listening to them, or maybe the person who is being listened to, or sharing this information?
Right. So there are two distinct and really good questions. So let's start with the person who's being heard, and then we'll talk about the person who's listening. So, there are ways in which, particularly when we're dealing with somebody who's experienced a deep loss or experienced trauma in their history, that our curiosity and our desire to learn more and to get more information out can actually be harmful. So as a listener, we want to be attentive to the ways in which the other person protects themselves, right? So, and to be mindful of time, like how much time are we in this conversation? How is the other person experiencing it? Do we notice them starting to detach, pull back? So that it can be harmful. And I would say also in the sense of trying to impose our own solutions or our own desire to feel better on the other person, right? Yeah. But in terms of, for the listener, the ways in which it can be harmful, there's the pragmatic level, which is we can, as empathetic creatures, humans are empathetic, we can feel so drawn to the hurt and the pain of the other that we lose a sense of who we are. Yeah. And we can turn ourselves over and feel as though somehow we have to solve this unsolvable problem. When that's not actually what we need to do. There's a separate term that we use called secondary trauma. And secondary trauma occurs when we are exposed to the traumatic stories or images of, sometimes video and so on and so forth, of a traumatic experience that someone else has had. And that can result in psychological suffering to the degree that you can be diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder just from being close to someone else's trauma. So I'd say that just to say that we want to be attentive to how we're doing. right? Are we starting to feel overwhelmed? Are we noticing ourselves shutting down? Are we noticing our attention moving elsewhere? Because if we're not actually able to be present with the other person, it doesn't help them. And it might actually be a sign that we're heading in a direction where we might be overwhelmed. It might be too much for us.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's staying focused for me these days is my biggest challenge. I was told early on by my father, who is a widower, but he said, you're going to be driving and it's going to happen to you sooner or later. Yeah. And then you're going to realize you don't know where you're going. Stay attentive, and I guess staying in the here and now is important for all of us, especially if we're going through a trauma or, participating with a loved one who's going through it.
You put that so well, Todd. I think of grief as a house guest that you can't control when they show up, and you can't control how long they're going to stay. You have to host it while it's there. Yeah. And that being attentive in that moment may look like pulling off to the side of the road, right? Notice that you aren't present, right? I want to say too, because it's not a new resource, but it's a new and expanded way of, and shortened actually, way of communicating it. Just in the past couple of months, the federal government has rolled out the new 988 crisis hotline number. We've had a national suicide hotline and crisis numbers before, but this is a very quick, easy way. If you are with someone who is struggling, or you yourself are struggling and you don't have a resource, just pick up a phone and dial 988. And it's not just limited to those who have suicidal ideation. It's limited to anyone who's got a substance use crisis or an emotional crisis, and they can point you in some useful directions for more resources within your community.
Sean Fitzpatrick, the executive director of the Jung Center of Houston. We're going to get together soon. Looking forward to seeing you when you get back from your trip. All right.
Very much looking forward to it. Y'all take care. Have a great day.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you for being here. All right, Dr. Amy Tan, you've got a very special guest. I think you two know each other. Fred Batiste, go ahead and take it away.
Yes, Fred, welcome to the show. We are so happy to have you here. Yes, just in full disclosure, as the Dean for English and Communications, Fred reports up to me through a department chair. He's a full-time faculty member in communications, and he's also the advisor for HCC's Egalitarian. And he's been serving as the vice president of member training for the College Media Association. So Fred, we're so glad you're here. Can you tell us what is the status of Egalitarian right now?
Well, first off, Dr. Tan, thank you for having me on this platform. It's always great to talk Egalitarian because it feels like we've had a lot happen in the last 24 months. So let me reel back. Some of you may have seen hard copy Egalitarians through selected sites through the system. We made a hard, fast decision in 2019 to transition from hard copy to fully digital, mirroring what has happened and what is going to happen in a lot of college media, eschewing the print versions for more digital-based content. Well, something called COVID-19 happened, which, as everyone knows, threw a monkey wrench into everyone's works. We were not exempt. So now that we're coming out of it, now that we're having students back, now we have like what I like to call virtual sawdust around. You'll notice in a couple of days the site will look totally different. That's HCCEgalitarian.com. And also we're in the process of producing online newsletter content that will go out to students and other stakeholders in the HCC community. I tentatively have that scheduled for after Labor Day, when our students come back and we train them up.
It's really thrilling, and I have to share. I had a momentary. There was a part of me that really worried about being the dean who ended the print edition of our student. It was a newspaper, and now we're rebranding. And coming into the 21st century. But we had a lot of people weighing in on that decision. It was a big decision. I think it was the right one. And it is really exciting to see what you're going to be able to do with your new digital media.
Yes. And allow me to piggyback, Dr. Tan. We're just following our primary audience, which are our college students that are mobile, smartphones, other devices, and just attention span to gain attention has shrunk so much over the last 20 years that we have to adapt and figure out ways to capture the students and present content that is informative and entertaining at the same time.
Absolutely. Can you tell us a little bit about what does the change mean for students who are interested in participating in Egalitarian?
Well, one of my goals initially when we brought back Egalitarian was to make it newsroomless. Yes, we do have our newsroom at the Central Campus in FAC, but I wanted it to be borderless, where you could be anywhere in the system and participate. This means we're fully a wallsless newsroom. Yes, we have the physical location, but any student that is at any campus or even online can contribute. And the way that we collect content also will reflect the way we will distribute that content electronically. No longer will you have to say, hey, I need to go to the San Jacinto building and pick up a copy, or hey, I need to go to the Learning Hub at Rustic or West Loop to get this content. All you have to do is just go online and it's there, and following us on social media, which will get a fresh coat of paint as well.
Really wonderful for students who are learning how to live and work in this hybrid, flexible workspace. Fantastic. So can you tell us, is there a classroom component? Is it only available to communication students or students physically attending on a particular campus?
I'm glad you said that, Dr. Tan. No, any student that is currently enrolled and they're in good academic standing at the college can participate, regardless of field of study. If you're workforce or on the academic side, you can come on down as the Price is Right guy would say. And yes, there is an academic component for our COM students. It's COM 2324, which is practicum in electronic media, where the students that are our COM students would actually apply the skills they've learned over the course of their matriculation in a laboratory environment. So for anybody that's, we're looking for copy editors, we're looking for cartoonists. If you have a comic strip and you want it published to potentially thousands of people, I always tell the story of Aaron McGruder of the Boondocks. Aaron McGruder, the Boondocks started in the Daily Diamondback at the University of Maryland College Park. Ironically, the editor-in-chief of the Daily Diamondback was Jason Blair, who got in trouble for plagiarism, but that's not here or there. But the point is, we want to provide the platform for you to have a platform. So that's our main role for our students, to provide a platform for students to eventually develop their own platforms and learn how they take those skills to build their own platform and then run with it.
Yeah, plagiarism is a topic for another day, but that's an important one. No. So students, if they're signing up for the practicum, that means they've done a few other communication classes to get to that point. And I know that we're starting to offer the media writing course, which is a small course. So students, if you're interested, we're going to have information for you on the post, but you can always reach out to Fred and he'll help you find the right classes. As an advisor, Fred, can you tell us, what is your vision for the Egalitarian?
My vision for the Egalitarian is simply, to piggyback off of what I said earlier, is to be the laboratory environment where students can get the skills and then progress. Some may want to, and actually the funny thing is, I was in our national spring convention in New York in March, and I ran into advisors from Clear Lake, and they said one of my former students was there as a member of the staff at Clear Lake, and I wanted that to be our goal, to get folks that are that want to go to 4 years and continue on their matriculation to have that basis to keep moving. Also, if you wanted to move on in the nonprofit and whatnot, one of our former editors, Jamaica Mills, spoke at commencement last last December, and I was so proud of Jamaica. She does a lot of great work, and she has a very great story. Also, and I know Jamaica won't mind me telling this, but I always told her, use your story as a background. Figure out what you're passionate about, and the writing and all that will take care of itself. As long as you have a passion for it, that's going to take everything over. So I want to also align what students are comfortable with and what they're not comfortable with, and educate them on how to do the job and have some fun.
Jamaica, one of our favorite people. She was a wonderful participant in our program, and we're so proud of her. And yes, we want everyone to know that Egalitarian can help you in your goals as you're transferring whatever your life goals are. It's excellent. It's excellent preparation. So thank you, Fredrick Batiste, HCC Communications Instructor, Egalitarian Advisor, and VP of Member Training for the College Media Association. We'll have your info in our post after the show.
Thank you, Dr. Tan. Thank you, Todd. Thanks, everyone. And be on the lookout. We hope to make everyone proud.
All right. Thanks, Fred. Good to see you. Let's see. We got some announcements to get into. First off, book and supply credit ends today. And I know, Amy, we've talked about this the last few weeks, and students need to get on board. Today's the only day that you have left that you can sign up for it. But HCC students should hurry to check out financial aid grants that are being used for books and supplies, because the book credit ends today, end of the day. We'll have some information where you can sign up for it after our show is posted. And there's a virtual FAFSA event coming up too, Amy.
That's right. So if you don't make it for the book credit, you can still get financial aid. Financial aid will host a Zoom FAFSA event in the virtual lobby to help students understand the ins and outs of the sometimes, I would say often, difficult but important federal financial aid form. Representatives will assist students. That's 1 to 4 p.m. Thursday, August 4th, virtual lobby. To register, use the QR code on the district Facebook page.
Easy enough. Those QR codes come in handy. Okay, Global Energy Career Exploration Fair. That's coming up. Students seeking a career as an energy or manufacturing technician can attend the Global Energy COE Career Exploration Fair. Could they have picked a longer title? Probably. 4 to 6 p.m. Tuesday, August the 9th is the date. HCC's Northeast Science and Technology building. We'll have some registration information in our post after the show and how you can do that. And you can win $500 for a raffle for the fall too.
That's right. We have a lot of people excited about these events with fall 2022 registration open. That's this fall. HCC's registration fairs are a great opportunity to get personalized enrollment support at multiple campus locations during the weekend. Those who attend will be entered for a chance to win a $500 scholarship, and there will be other giveaways. That's going to be 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday, August 13th, and on Saturday, August 20th. We'll also have the link in our post after the show.
Okay, Path to Profession, those are still available too. Are you looking for real world experience in your genre of study? Well, check out this opportunity to make good money. What is the Path to Profession? Well, check it out. We're going to have a link in our social media post after the show. It is a way to get some experience, earn some cash, similar to an internship. Check it out. We'll have more information for you. And fall registration is ongoing, and I know you want to get the word out that if they want to register, do it, because you need to know how many classes to schedule for the fall.
That's right. Don't wait. Do it now. As always, we have 5 different modes that you can register for. So we've got something for everyone, depending on what fits your schedule and your lifestyle right now. We have online anytime classes, and those are our classes that don't have a meeting pattern. They're 100% online. We have online on a schedule where it's still completely online, but you have set time with your professor one-on-one. Well, I'm sorry, not one-on-one. It's with the class, but you can request one-on-one time. We have hybrid classes where it's a lecture class at 50% in person and 50% of the work is online. And we still have our traditional in-person, face-to-face classes. Those are at our various campus locations, and those are filling up. So we're excited to see students want to be back on campus with their professors and be participating in campus life. So get out there and get your schedule set. We do also have hybrid labs. And if in order to register, you're going to want to go to hccs.edu/apply.
Easy enough. Register today. Okay, tomorrow's Tasty Tuesday. This is really interesting. In fact, I'm going to probably have to check this place out, Amy. We're going to be welcoming James Beard Award winner Paul Quee. He's from the Norwegian restaurant Golfstrommen, all right, known for its neo-fjordic seafood menu and its focus on sustainability. You had me at neo-fjordic, okay? You had me there. So I'm ready for that tomorrow. And then one of your favorite guests, Dr. Melissa Millers-Waters, is going to be here tomorrow.
That's right. She's the new faculty director of educational policy and the interim co-director of accreditation compliance, and she'll be the co-host tomorrow.
Yes. So thank you for joining us here, Amy. We'll see you hopefully again soon. And thanks all of you for being here. We'll be live tomorrow, 10 a.m. right here for Up to the Minute.